You might want to sit over here. Or I'll sit over there. Come over here, Dan. What? One direction. Okay. I see no food. Sitting in a chair, Jeff.
What was whose idea was to get back together with the show?
Those old band boys. He owns a club in Ingram now. And he got in touch with everybody. Best they can make it. Yeah, that'd be fun.
You think Rock would be okay to play?
Oh yeah, I imagine he will. He plays anyway around Austin quite a bit, from what I understand.
Like, how did y'all start the name 13th Floor Elevators? How did that originate?
That was Tommy's wife, Tommy Mo's wife.
Women Tower or whatever.
Just a name she thought of. Wasn't any real purpose about anything, just unusual names in that era.
13th floor elevator usually not there.
Yeah, 13th floor elevator isn't on the building. 13th floor is not in the building, it's superstitious.
Did you get to like the title of Bull in the Woods off the chewing tobacco? Or was that something?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, what is the slide machine?
Well, it was a political song. People mistake it for rigs or, hypodermic syringes. A lot of people thought that's what it meant, but it wasn't. It was a political idea at the time. Only Pal St. John could explain it because he's the one that wrote it.
Who was he? He wrote it.
He
slide machine. You don't know.
He was a writer and harp player. He was going to University of Texas College, same time Tommy was. He played with Mother Earth. And is in San Francisco right now. I think he's still writing.
He never played with the band. He just wrote it.
He played with a group called the Conqueror at the time. He started it actually, and then joined Mother and played with them for a few years, and then they disbanded for a while, and he never got back with them. I think he's in San Francisco by Berkeley now. Still writing.
Is that his Tommy at Berkeley?
He's in San Francisco.
Like, what do they mean, like, been down south where they use the slide machine? Is it a political machine to get votes in?
I think there's something about that. It's been so long, I hardly remember what he told us when he wrote the song. It was something political. I remember that. A lot of people thought it was syringes, but it wasn't. Because nobody in the band was using them at the time.
I'm not sure about this next question because on my album it has a skip right there, so I couldn't really understand the word. Like, is it all page or trucks or any loads that they tow or something?
Yeah. Like, what were some of your...
They probably did that when it was brand new.
Were you, like, the recording of these albums, were you just conscious of it being, inferior as you're recording it? What were you, thinking of and stuff like that?
Well, we knew it was going to be inferior. All of them except the first one, which was when in Dallas. Recorded parts of in different studios around Dallas. And we were just hoping to build to a better studio, but it never got better. Kept us, in lesser studios, and finally they owned major stock in Gold Star for a while. Some of them, one of them with Andrus. You remember that? Yeah, that was here in Houston. Where that studio was? Can't remember the street. Broadway, yeah.
Is that still on today, or is that just something?
Well, I think he moved most of his machinery to Rock Springs for a while and was building a studio there, but then gave up on that. And I think he's got his machinery back in Houston now, but no studio.
What, like, comparatively speaking, like to all the recordings around then, and like whatever happened. I'm not sure how you record stuff, but like they talk of some like master tapes of your recordings. You know what ever happened to them? You know, can you think you could?
Well, I've heard rumors that a couple of people, different people named John something Bartlett. John Bartlett has one in San Francisco supposedly, and our drummer has one. But the John Ike has one, and I ran into Noel Ginther and Dillard a while back, and Bill Dillard, one of the owners of the company, had 3 of them, he said.
What, a master tape, just the whole album or something, or just
The original cut done. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Serious bonfire.
We'd like to see these albums out again because they're just expensive. We'd like to see them out like on the public market and stuff.
Sure would. I mean, I'd be glad to see them out, but still probably wouldn't get a nickel out of it.
Yeah. Would you even want to get any kind of royalties from?
Sure, as long as people enjoyed it.
It's kind of, unthinkable just to have those records. You worked on them, came down and made it.
Did Tommy do, like, I'm not sure what he did on albums. Did he do the background vocals?
He generally wrote most of the words and did background vocals.
Just like the acoustic guitar.
He had, towards the end, got where he wrote some with the guitar. He was just starting to grip on disbanding.
But he's just like most of the writer and the singer.
Yeah.
Background vocals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you just blow on the jug and that's what makes like you do a lot of the coke or something? You just it makes that sound. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, he tried several different techniques, by blowing in it and getting the hollow sound like, a jug is originally blown in bluegrass music, and then just making different noises, using echo chambers with it, whatever.
Like, what other people have influenced you around this time? Was it just mostly on your other stuff, or?
Oh, we enjoyed, I guess, the same groups everybody enjoyed in that era. Dylan influenced our music a lot. They enjoyed the Beatles and the Stones, and then we listened to a few underground groups that aren't really popular in those days, jazz groups. And some early jazz like Thelonious Monk, Miles Davis, and a group called the Holy Mobile Ramblers. Just sort of underground music in that era.
Could you buy these records at every place where we just waiting about the grants?
Well, no, you couldn't get them anywhere. We got them out of the University Co-op because they had a really sharp music that wasn't really in the public eye.
But this is in Austin, right?
Mm-hmm. That's where we were living at the time.
Well, y'all ever have anything like Sid Barrett or something like that, the Pink Floyd?
They weren't actually out right then yet. They came out later.
When you say something about the picture on the back of Easter everywhere,
well, I couldn't technically explain it to you, which Tommy was here so he could do that, but it was just early Oriental art, and each room signifies a level of consciousness to a higher consciousness. Highest consciousness, God consciousness, which is in the egg, if I remember right, to the symbol of rebirth.
which was in what? Or did he just come across that picture?
I found it in a book of Oriental art.
Did you feel like the acid helped you reach God? To believe that God had made that?
Well, I think acid helped enlighten me quite a bit, made me more aware at the time. Yeah.
What do you think about God today, maybe compared to back then? Do you have any different ideas, or is it about the same?
Well, it's the same, a lot just more expanded ideas. Like, I don't try to categorize, as I possibly did then because it was more limited understanding what I believe God to be. More of like church-oriented and just one definition. Now, it's hard to explain in words, really, no, not now. It's like I don't try to define it exactly anymore. Still believe in Him, but I don't put any definition on it, really. It's bigger than words.
Was Leland Rogers, was he one of the people that really saw?
I think so. I think Leland was probably sharper than the other two. And Bob, because he had been in the record business for some time.
Did he make money off of it?
Yeah, I think that what Leland did was he had a hand in black marketing albums in mass quantities right before he split from the company. Because he saw there was going to be a hijacking all the way around, and told us at the time to leave the company at the first opportunity, but we didn't listen to him, or should have. He was right. I think he was getting out of it.
International companies.
Yeah, international artist. Because he saw that it was going to be a hijacking of some sort, and so he made his money by black marketing albums. Got his share of it and split.
Was he just like an older kind of businessman?
Yeah, he had been in the music business for some time. He had helped Sonny and Cher a while back. His brother's Kenny Rogers of the 5th Edition. And he'd been in the music business for about, I think, 15 years or so, and they got a hold of it. He's still running back and forth between here in California, trying to get some.
Between y'all, elevators?
No, he keeps in touch with different ones of us from time to time. We're here from him.
Like, how do you, I heard like various reviews, like your Live at Steel concert around 73 or something. How did you like that one? How you thought that was going?
Well, one bad thing about it was there was no rehearsal time whatsoever. Like when the group got together, like I hadn't seen Roky in several years. I hadn't seen John Act in about a year, and like it was all by telephone. And we met that night, and the memory of the teams was pretty thin. Everybody was changing in different places because a lot of our material, had.
Well, you'll write it down, or was just memory?
It was done with memory. The words were written down when Tommy wrote the lyrics, but the music changes were all the memory while it was fresh with us.
Like, you change his job and say, like, write the music, you just make it up.
Yeah, sort of that. Just did it by feelings, spontaneous, a lot of it.
You always try to concert.
Well, at least we're going to have a few days to rehearse. That'll be, we'll be able to work up enough teams, we're not going to be playing all that long, just probably about 30-40 minutes per set. We're going to do 2 sets, and I'm sure we'll work something out. We'll probably do some Roky's new stuff, too.
Really?
And what ones we can remember off those albums.
Okay. What does postures mean? What is this?
Well, it's just more or less axioms that Tommy felt people should live by, sort of to raise their consciousness.
That was kind of pretty bold words, saying leave your body behind.
Well, no, he believed that, actually, probably still does. It's so.
He still can't go out there.
He was.
Did you feel like
He believed in the astral projection. He studied that quite a bit at the time. And like, if he ever actually attained it, I'm not sure, but he really put a sincere effort into it over many years.
like something you see in Doctor Strange comic books or something?
Yeah, well, he read philosophy by people like, you remember Lava Singer Rampa that wrote The Third Eye and several other books by him? And Gurdjieff, philosopher that studied old Indian and Egyptian philosophy. And Lava Singer Rampa was a Tibetan monk. He was raised in a monastery, and by 14 he had left his body. It was like it was astrally projected above the temple that he was raised in on a card, a silver card that was attached to his body and hovered in the clouds and everything above the monastery. And his fears were demons. Like, he didn't know what it was. The monks in the temple taught him. Finally, these demons would run out and grab his card, and he would lose altitude or whatever and feel like he was falling, and they were going to rip him from his body. But the older monks explained to him that was his own self-doubt, and finally he was able to travel with cosmosis or whatever,
Reverberation.
And he reincarnated.
Yeah, reverberation stood for doubt.
British.
He had to get rid of his doubt first.
Well, yeah, he also went far enough to find a previous existence where he was a doctor here in the United States in a previous life and came back over here. I think it was somewhere in the southeast. I don't remember exactly what town or state. Found all his records and where he was born and his practice, where he lived and everything.
The latest reincarnation is the British T-Bob Sun Rambler. T stands for his body.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I read it. Started reading it last year.
Like, Danny, what were you doing towards like the breakup? Did it seem like a different group totally to you, Stacy, after Mike left?
Well, it was a lot harder changes to go through because of new musicians, you know. It was well, no, actually Benny Thurman, our first bass man, is about too. Like, had trouble with amphetamine. He would end up playing bass for us. But Bill was at the same time he struck me, so exactly right.
What is he up to these days?
He's in Austin. He was running a printing company for a while. He started a few bands around Austin, one of them named Storm, which was pretty popular for a while. And I don't know if he's in a band right now or not.
Who was the original bass?
He first bass man. Yeah. He was a first chair violinist for Austin Symphony Orchestra. Wow. He was quite a violinist. He played fiddle on more than violin. He played bluegrass and everything. Yeah, he could play that fiddle. But he could listen to Mockingbird and stuff like that and make birds sing when he played Orange Blossom Special.
Is this being very much publicized at the concert?
Well, it's had about 2 days on the street in the Montrose area. That's about it. Yeah, the rain had gone.
What kind of crowd do you think you will see?
We're hoping to get a sizable crowd because of the art festival. Probably more than Cecil Walks, really, because Ingram isn't all that big. They're going to put it in the street out in front of his club with a few hundred. It'll be outside, but Ingram's used to that. They generally have their, it's the old Ingram. The highway runs right through outside of it, and you turn off and go through the town, which is nothing. It's a store and a post office. Old Dog Saloon now. Used to be the pastime club.
Any looking here, hopefully?
No, not really. I don't think I know come of it. Yeah, it's just
get together.
Just something everybody enjoyed then. Got Cecil with his club. He thought about help. Close some customers. No, not really. That's what you need time. That's, I'm sure, some form of expansion, though.
We'll see and all that.
As high as you can get and as wide as you can get, Well, it's hard to say exactly. I just remember, like when I first started taking acid, I guess the strongest visions I ever had were kind of bad, actually, but they could have been because of my background and the way I was raised and everything. But like most mystic vision I ever had was concerning a show we did here in Houston, theater and around, and I hadn't hit him for quite a while. It was a super strong dose, about 1,000 max or something. I went to a concert, and all of a sudden everybody started glowing. I had about a foot of light, like a neon light around them. In the room,
neon.
Yeah, real bright. Everybody started glowing white, and I freaked out that I was going to die or something. I'd had some bad trips for but nothing like this, And then everybody turned into wolves. And I thought that our band was evil because of some of the things we'd advocated. We had a controversy going on quite a while about advocating drugs and so forth, and I mixed because I felt like that was pretty dangerous ground to tread. And Tommy and I were arguing about that quite a bit. But anyway, I got on a bummer about it, evidently. And I was trying to escape the room. I don't know what I was going to do, but I was going to get out of there. I didn't want anything to do with it because everybody turned into animals. And then all of a sudden there were angels, and I couldn't move my body anymore. I lost just physical feeling all over, and I was laying on the floor, and everybody turned into angels. And everybody in the room was a judge of my trial to decide whether I was worthy to enter heaven or hell, because it was absolute I was going to die anyway. You know?
Yeah.
And there was one good angel. I felt like I'd been there before many times, not just once, but I'd been in the circumstance of these same people. And the whole time that I was there, I was
Really, you've been playing the band.
yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about with these cosmic spirits. You know, as judges, I knew who they were as people, as models, but I knew that they didn't realize what role they played in my existence on this earth. And this one angel told me anyway that 2 or 3 different events were going to take place in my life, and every one of them came true within 2 years. And that was
They
probably,
measure then.
yeah, they were measured. One of them was the end of an 8-year relationship with a girl I've been going with. One of them was the penitentiary. And the third one hadn't come true yet. I don't hope it doesn't. But it was really a mystical experience. It was like the time I knew without a doubt it was true. There was no denying it. And I even tried to convince myself when I came down a week to get off that trip. That it was all just a bad experience on acid. I didn't pay anymore. It would take place, and then I would remember, because it's always with me. I always will remember that experience. And I had 3 or 4 like that concerning the group getting together. They were all rather skilled about the fact that the timing and everything, it seemed like it was meant to be. And then we had some musical experiences that are hard to explain with words about timing and so forth. And we were playing that was just like there's no way I could explain it. It's just something really magic in the group.
Yeah.
When we played, that I could feel that it was like a power that I've never experienced before or since. It was some kind of musical communication or something that was just extraordinary as far as anything I've ever experienced.
Were y'all playing on acid?
Yeah, we did all our shows and all our recordings on acid.
Do you feel like there'd be a lot of people on acid after this?
I doubt it. I don't think acid is around all that much anymore. Certainly not the degree it was now. There's still people eat it, but not like then, you know.
Do you feel like it was the answer then?
I think that it was a major purpose, had a major purpose in mankind, and I don't fully understand why. I don't think that it does anymore. I don't think that people have the same reactions or it has the same effect on people now, possibly because of the culture or the change or whatever's taking place, but it was definitely different then.
Seems like then is everything, so new. Comparatively speaking, now there's so much doubt filled in everybody's mind about the drugs and about people flipping out and stuff like that.
There was a lot more positive attitude concerning essence, masculine men, I think, than there is now. On a mass scale, anyway. About the time the group started breaking up and everything, I got on amphetamines for a while. Speed, because I felt like it brought me down. We were all a little bit blown out, because after a few years of that, everybody was pretty spacey. And I started noticing that Roky was having a really bad time, an exceptional bad time with it. And I got leery of it, because the bad trips I started having were more frequent. Like I could count in 1 out of every 5 being a really bum time. So I didn't trust it, or didn't trust the application of it, or whatever, except for select individuals, that were profiting from the use of it. And I saw that it was deteriorating the group. So I started backing down then, and but I still had sort of a bad grasp on self-confidence or whatever, and plus some troubles that were bothering me at that time of life, and I used it unconsciously as a crutch, just like, people drank or whatever, and got involved with it that way, unintentionally, until it really had a grip on me, and then I just switched to heroin, because the speed had turned me into a nervous wreck, and my heroin caught me, and it was just a long bout of not snapping, really.
Didn't the heroin cost you too much?
Yeah, way too much. We got a hold of me.
Heroin really expensive and stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
Had to get by. Was this off the money you made from your gigs and stuff?
Well, no. It's like I really knew enough people at the time, because of our music and everything, that it wasn't all that hard, it was unavailable for a long time, you know. But I didn't have to steal or anything like that for it, you know. Worst thing about it was it just made me totally non-productive and non-creative for a long time.
So like, you have to start playing the guitar all over again.
Yeah, it was sort of like starting all over because I lost.
You said, you're nice and calm and easy to get along with.
Yeah. Was your mom aware of all this stuff?
Not till it was over.
The artist man's ass and stuff.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of philosophy in there that him to explain.
Did you expect him to be here?
Yeah. Sure, hoping so. Not positive though. He's one person I'm sure of, really. Like that, and if Roky flips out, that'll be the next thing that to show up. But I think they'll probably go.
Do you feel like you would recognize him today? Tommy hits.
Oh yeah, I feel certain I would.
What do you think of like the Woodstock experiment and stuff like that? That was going on.
I thought it was a good thing at the time, good idea, and I was really fascinated by it at first. But I think anytime you put large masses of people together, you're going to have, you know, destruction and hysteria and whatever, you know. It's proved to be a pretty bad effort most of the time since.
What Monterey Pop Fest, one of those big things, what it kind of like the first one.
Well, I didn't really attend any of them, but yeah, I think so. I think it was probably one of the most successful.
Everybody was on that.
It seemed like it was one of the easiest going ones without hassle.
I mean, didn't it just rain a whole lot of Woodstock and stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure the bad you said, movie.
Yeah.
So, Tony?
There was no way to get out of the rain.
Hello, how are you? Oh, we're having one? Yeah.
Was trying to hide basically about people in the 60s movement getting into it, but acting like they were really straight conservative.
Yeah,
Just couldn't be
sort of just going along with the fad and trend and whatever, but I really had no purpose in it. There was quite a crew of those kind of people during that era. Still are, of course.
Like, when y'all was in San Francisco and stuff, were y'all playing
They put it to Fillmore and Avalon.
what impression did Bill Graham give on? Because a lot of people signify him as being a rip-off.
Well, Bill Graham struck me as sort of a hardcore character, but with all his respect for the music, you know. But he was sort of a standoffish cat and never did talk much more than just greetings, you know, hello.
Have you ever seen that film of like, it's like Fillmore East or the last days of Fillmore or something?
Didn't see it all. Yeah, he's a pretty strange dude, he really is, but he's sure.
What was happening like in California, like when y'all were out there playing? Was it just, you know, about the 60s and all that? Was it quite a lot ahead, you know, here?
Well, I think they like to believe that,
Yeah.
but they weren't.
That's how I was kind of finding out.
It's like, there was, the culture had definitely been in the drugs more so, I think, at the time. You know, and it was like it was more advanced in senses. But, I don't know, it didn't have a freshness that Texas had too, you know. It was more washed out. Like one of the things that disappointed me when I first got out there was walk I took down Hate Street, which was supposed to be where all the beautiful people were at the time. And like I didn't see anything but derelicts and dope fiends running around the streets freaked out, you know, and shot up and whatever, begging money off people. It wasn't anything like
It kind of disappointed me.
yeah, it did kind of disappoint me. And but
I feel the same way about it.
yeah, I think so. I think everybody did.
I'm kind of glad.
I mean, we were interested in the culture and everything, and to see it all, you know, naturally.
You heard so much
about
about
it. And there were a lot of really groovy people there and everything, but it was just different. It was like, although they had been in the drugs possibly considerably longer, they weren't more spiritually sincere or more ants necessarily in Texas.
Yeah. Bottom rocks make money just like. We were talking last time about William Burroughs and author making lunch. And I was wondering what other authors influenced you thinking of voice?
Oh Lord, this viewer. Just about anything. I just like I don't have anything. Anybody that you should call a favorite author, really. Like, yeah. Been reading some Watson, of course. Just different books. Whatever catches my eye.
Were you did like the Herman Hesse?
Well, I read a couple of his books, but now I never was into that time. It was more into Eastern philosophy. He studied philosophy. He was a philosophy graduate, but I never did.
Well, like, what do you mean, like Easter everywhere?
Well, his idea was to combine Eastern and Western ways that expose it to everybody. Some bad just because they might have had different words. A lot of the ideas were actually the same. They were, he was trying to combine them into one idea. Well, I believe in God, same way I did then, just like it was. No definition. I don't have any exact. I'm not a member of any particular faith or such a man or anything. I still believe in God. It's a personal thing.
What do you think of Jesus Christ?
I believe in him.
You believe he was possibly the Son of God?
Yes, I do believe that. I believe without a doubt he's the Son of God, the greatest mystic in the world.
Mystic revelation.
Yeah. Well, I believe it expanded me. I don't know if you could actually say it, see God, because not defining God, it would be hard to say that I've seen him, because I don't define him, really. But, yeah, I think that's and less defined terms. Like before that, all the religion that I had was just through the church and the way I was raised. And the words took on new connotations.
Right, you just accepted what you've been taught before.
Right.
Then you can see it.
It meant more. It's like when I was a kid in church and they told me the kingdom of heaven is within you. I just took that point blank.
Yeah.
To be true, I never actually thought of the kingdom of heaven being within me. Yeah. Saw the absolute reality of that statement.
David, did you feel the same? Did you understand the question? Like, did you feel that it brought you closer to God? Oh, yeah. Like, you getting rid of heavy religious experiences. What are some of the most incredible visions you recall? The visions that you've had that described? Can you tell us about one you had fucking heard?
I thought another one that was kind of far out one time, or one of them was kind of deja vu experience. I had a couple of friends fishing, and on acid one time, after I'd taken acid, I had a dream about a fishing hole, and we'd been fishing all day, and I knew when I went up over this hill, I saw this place that I'd never been there before. And we had caught fish all day that I was going to catch fish, and I called them up there because I'd seen it on acid. And I threw my line out and caught a bass. Told them I was going to, and I'd seen that before. And then another time I was in a club, one experience I had, and auditory hallucinations or whatever. I heard these choirs singing in the background. All of a sudden there was all these voices and power that we weren't actually doing, sounds. And it caused such a power where I was playing that my guitar started floating up in the air. That sounds crazy, but it's true. It really was. I was pushing on it. I could feel it raising up the air. And there was a blue light coming on the card of the instrument that was running all over my body, glowing.
Did y'all have light shows and stuff by your own?
Oh yeah, a lot of people, a lot of clubs then that was started playing.
Yeah, that freaked you out.
Only time it ever freaked me is one time I thought a rap show was Hades when I was walking into it because I was already freaked out. And I thought that it was a burning ball of fire and that we were entering Hades. But no, they never distracted me or anything. I always thought some were pretty interesting, really, if they were really good. Still like to see one, good one. Avalon had the best one I ever saw. They showed old films and art films and everything and watercolors around the whole building, you know. There'd be like 5 or 6 projectors going at once, different effects. It was really, really fun to watch.
How often are you going to drop in this time?
Too much, finally. When it was readily available, it got to be nearly an everyday thing for a while. And then, other than that, I'd say once or twice a week. All in all, for a period of nearly 5 years.
We're having bad trips, even though you're having bad trips every once in a while, you still take it.
Yeah, we thought that bad trips were caused by doubt and fears of ourselves. And
try to get rid of those doubts.
tried to overcome it, just bow down and keep going, you know. But then finally I noticed that even when people weren't on bad trips, they still were on bad trips. You know what I mean? They were so high, they were spaced out to the point where they didn't need it.
Yeah.
When you say that it's like you still believe that like it's somebody's they dropped it, it's terms the trip.
Oh yeah,
They're like,
a whole lot. So I believe that.
I know
I
myself.
did at the time, really.
Yeah. Even sometimes like when you're just smoking, you get like a week smoking, you're just a little bit worried about what's going on.
Yeah, make your earlobe come out.
And after you smoke, you start getting paranoid.
That's true.
So it's like,
I think, yeah, it just intensifies whatever emotion or state you're in at the time, really. If you're in a happy place and enjoying yourself, it intensifies. And if you're in a negative place, it does the same. Make it worse unless you're able, it relaxes you. Like, people have different reactions. She says it calms her down, you know. If she feels in a tense place, and it intensifies mine, you know, it's just however it affects you.
This is kind of an off the track question, but it's kind of
Oh yeah, sure.
psychedelic.
Yeah, they were probably the most sincerely involved with acid at that time in the mountains. Taking acid was spiritual sincerity. You know what I mean?
Probably really sincere.
Oh yeah.
and they gave really free concerts too.
Oh yeah, benefits and had a true concern.
Are they like that anymore?
I think so. I think they've gotten in the business so forth that they've made it.
Concerned with
Well, they're more separate now. They're not a nucleus that they were then naturally when they were struggling to make it. They're more divided in their own personal endeavors.
Are you feeling the same about them as the airplane?
Well, there was that fun of the airplane, you know, that I enjoyed the airplane's musical out and everything, but at the time we were booked over them. Some just right before they really started making it, and they just started striking me as amateurs in every sense of the word, really. I think they became, you know, quite a sharp group over the years. That's like, but at the time, I didn't really enjoy them that much.
But when you say too, also, would you think that their lyrics were too concerned with violence?
Oh yeah, right. They were too much of a radical group at the time. You know?
Basically,
They were hitting aspects of it that were really unimportant. You know.
seems like when other people were talking about, like things like universal love and all, they would think about like kill the pig.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince her about how high they were. They just put that like everybody else.
Do you listen to any other kinds of music besides jazz?
Well, yeah, I listen to it on opportunity. I don't have to have it really, but I enjoy all kinds of music, like I say, except probably opera, and that's on. I hadn't tried any of that.
You can buy it in the stores here. Oh, sound one back Wales? I had that. That is fun. Yeah, I like that. Just really, you can get this on very cheap.
Those music wells,
they can play that on speech.
Is it blowing? You mean to make other spouts?
Yeah. There's some very strange sounds. Also, are you into like the purely electronic music so much? I mean, like some of the German stuff, it's like just all electronic. Yeah, just
Really take a few days to put them around my neighborhood.
Oh, love it. Sure, we
That's
appreciate
a
it.
really wicked picture of you. You used to ever roll that cigarette.
Man, really help us a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Secret. I'm used to get that back.
So, no, I might possibly get it back yet. You know, heard word of it around neighborhoods. People were calling at me a lot.
Hey, you just been going around the States. Nice expressive. All new. How do you
I don't think there's one on West Side. A friend of mine gave me a trailer there. Yeah, really. Well, the nice one came in right on time, too.
Stacy, how did this, how did you get back in touch with Roky? How did all this come about?
Oh, Cecil, he used to be a band boy. He's a musician himself now. He's been playing in Tennessee. He owns part ownership of the club in Old Ingram, and like he called everybody up. I hadn't seen him talk to him.
Hadn't talked to Roky or
But he's called him up. He's seen everybody, and we agreed to get together. You know, John Ack and Ronnie both live there in Kerrville anyway. That's right.
6 miles.
And so he wanted to do it because he's trying to get his club going, you know, and everything. He felt that'd be an added attraction. People come to see the art festival. There'll be quite a crowd there anyway for the art festival. It's just helping pull some business down there. I thought the free cake and free beer was a pretty nice thing, but I don't know how he's going to pull that off. He hasn't crowd at all. There may be out of beer by 9. You know.
Yeah,
But if people get there early, they can get a good buzz going anyway.
Yeah.
2 a.m., 2 p.m.
Y'all been playing Free the Judge?
If Tommy can make it, man, it's one person stuff there. This is in San Francisco, you know.
Is Tommy the one who played the?
Yeah.
Seems like I don't see how you get the breath to do that.
Get the what?
Breath.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that. I think you have to ventilate it.
Y'all have, do you have any? Okay, so
I said John Ack and Ronnie are in Kerrville. I saw them right before I moved to Houston. And they're already there, so it's, you know, easy for them up here. And then Roky is in Austin, Benny Thurman's in Austin. Everybody gets together.
the sunrise, like when you get this.
It's kind of funny that that poster.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know. I have
Running out of ink.
It out, it all. He said, take the $2 bill. Started running out of time, really. Going in the black thing, you couldn't believe it.
Around town, you can see starting in the bluegrass, and he has an A-Bang to the feature now. Where
Well, if you make a phone call to John Wilson in Kerrville, Texas, or and it was a teacher here in Houston, I think it was a highway patrolman or something.
still around.
I'll be still around. Anybody that plays banjo or strum, you know, it's not actually finger picking or anything. Banjo is pretty rare instrument. Come back. He trails it, beats on it like that. I imagine this guy wants to get into the intricacy of it.
Yeah, he's got to be going to it, going anywhere.
Could play Earl Scruggs and stuff.
Yeah, those legs.
Second Trent.
Those types.
That's probably about the best teacher you can get. If you just work out that stuff and take.
So
John Eck always used to play that foggy mouse to break it down. And
Yeah, that's what he does.
So you're detecting pretty much now.
get more into it. I've always enjoyed listening to it, but I've never learned that much of it. I'm just starting to get into it, really. Plan to do more of it.
Films.
Sure could be with some money.
350 is pretty much. Okay, I mean, like,
Oh, you mean in the same films? I thought you meant making them.
oh, well, would you be to that?
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Oh, I enjoy it, you know, enjoy that much.
I just wondering because, like, around that time, you have experimentation.
True. A lot of experiments. We haven't solved any the other night. Have y'all seen that? About Lenny Bruce, life story of Lenny Bruce.
I saw the film.
Yeah, that's the hard one.
Yeah. That. I was,
He was sort of fanatic, but he really had a statement at the time. At first, probably gave him his gift of rap. Gave him talk.
Get a doctor in the audience. If he keeps talking, is it something for his narcolepsy?
I imagine he got him a jump too, probably from all of that young arrest.
they have police in the audience.
And like he told him at the end, if you remember, he said he wanted to be his own lawyer, and the judge told him they couldn't, and he told him, well, I suggest you get another lawyer.
They,
Of course, though, at $100 a day or however much he was shooting, it probably.
Danny, did you
That's what I'm at.
ever get
$100 a day was pretty far.
Did you know? Yeah.
The one thing I was trust.
Oh, really?
I did them until I felt like I got about 3 weeks.
Oh,
Pretty tough.
Stayed up.
How long was it? 4 days and nights? So I could 3 engineers in one session.
That's what it sounds like it does, too. Later, and I just kept playing. Wear one engineer out and another to come in.
so you're not as pleased with the words?
Oh, no, man. A good time with me if that one was destroyed totally. Really. We're just trying to keep the group together more or less and hoping Roky get out of the hospital, you know, get back
He
together.
did one song.
Or,
He did one song.
no, he did 3 on that. He did Never Another.
Danny, is your favorite Easter egg being second from my favorite music is the original?
It's Stan Gardner.
Well, yeah, things have changed and recognized but now. I walked out, outside into the aisle where all the police were standing around. It changed. You said all y'all busted. Danny, you were busted once?
It was a gas in a way because they sat there listening to the rest of the set. They were delighted enough to stand by the edge of the stage and wait for us to finish the set, which I thought was a guess because I was worried about them. Come on in.
I had him jump up on the stage one time when I was playing and grab me right in the middle of Brian.
Let me take you to
And I ended one of my guitar was trying to pull glass and started screaming while I didn't know what to do with it. And they took me through the crowd, and like the crowd started throwing Coke cups and stuff at them and started rushing at them and stuff. They freaked out and pulled their guns out and back into the car, and it really upset this one cop, man. They freaked out because they thought they were going to mob him, you know. And I was on acid and everything. I had spinning around, and he got in the car and he told me he was going to kill me. And so I'm going to take you outside of town, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to tell them downtown, go like this at me, you know, and I jump and see stars. Yeah, I didn't think they were really going to do it, but I was so freaked out, you know, and I started saying, wait a minute, man. How did that?
Talk about fear.
Yeah, I freaked out, but it was
God.
And to kill you, because they never thought you'd be glad to go to the police station.
Oh, yeah, I was really glad, man. I was.
Robert, so on the humor side, just since we've got you on tape now, could you please tell us the anecdote on this Dick Clark show with?
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what part.
The one about him.
Oh, yeah, well, Tommy did that. We just appeared on his show, and the other group, Tommy said, what do you mean, man? We're all dead.
Y'all catch my shit.
Well, it didn't go real well with him, but he let it slide because it wasn't anything he did, you know what I mean? And he was a pretty sour character, I thought, in real life. But as soon as that camera came on, it was all gleaming. You know, this young, healthy, vibrant American, all-American boy, you know.
What was he like off the camera?
A stern businessman. I mean, he's quite a businessman, but not near as joyful as he seems. You know, that smile is all show, you can believe that.
You say he didn't really like you, but I've heard, didn't you play his show very often?
We did Where the Action Is, which you have part of, and American Bands is a mutual trade out. But they paid expenses, airplane for the show.
I failed to see him. Well, like I said, was it because you all at the time were concerned with things so far beyond that you when you really were big, could have been making just a lot of money? Was it, did you lose your money to these people because you were near the time, or what happened?
Well, we were just 55, I guess, and the first thing we know, we're locked, stock, and barrel, and he owned part of us, our own lawyer. They bought him out on right in the middle of the negotiation contract that was just locked us in, man. We weren't making any money, but you realize. Well, we didn't ever actually want to release to You're Gonna Miss Me to a fellow named Gordon Bound, which was an independent record promoter here in Houston. And like we were already getting bites from major labels and everything, and we were wanting to negotiate with some major labels, but each other was their inspiration more or less. Just thought, what do you think this record out? It was a hit, statewide hit, right away. So naturally, that gave us some degree of faith in them. So we agreed to go with them and sign a contract, and there was a national top 40 shortly thereafter. And we thought that that was the best promotional job they ever did. They never put that much faith. Like, they never would come through and we had our equipment stolen. We went for nearly a year without any instruments down.
Were you at all, in retrospect, were you at all bitter about what happened to you?
Well, I'm bitter about the financial aspect, sure. I mean, I've got some money out of it, yeah. Because we put 5 years of sincere effort in it, work too. Because we did work on it, man. Did a lot of traveling, a lot of time invested in it. From out there, so to speak, except what we were making on shows. Back then, half of that was spent on traveling and buying equipment. They weren't that part of it.
It was a great experience.
It really was.
So, you all were just very, very young.
Too young and a bad choice of lawyers, I believe. But the money out of it, the company itself, they were just good businessmen, I guess. Call it good.
When you found out what had happened, had they done anything illegal? Did you get a...
No, our drummers had them under suit going on with the largest concern. I've never seen a breakthrough yet on the case. I don't understand one thing. I don't understand why the ones that have the tapes don't make some more albums. It just seems to sell,
Oh, like I said, I paid $30, $25, and $35.
I really don't understand that.
You catch a couple of something like KPFT every now and then.
There.
Yeah, I was very, very disappointed in that show. Because they said, like I was expecting all this elevators. And I just told all my, called them, 3 people, I said, just, hey, you gotta listen. The bigger thing it was just all fever tree.
Yeah, it was a fever tree promotion.
Fever tree people in
Scott David Holtzman, yeah. I think well, I've never really known them personally that much, so,
They were acting like they were in competition with y'all.
Well, they were acting like, that they were. I was down at the warehouse the other day, they played 2.
Ah, yeah.
Some of that.
Last March, something in the year.
Right,
they were
right.
Ford.
That's right, we all right.
Like Bowie Carpet did and everything.
No, it really wasn't. Danny, well, when you were back there playing, like when y'all first started out, did you feel competition, or did you feel like, well, we're just off from other people because they felt as though we were doing something that was bad? Well, I think they just didn't understand it, But heck, I was just learning it myself, Yeah, because I was participating in a really good concert.
Oh, a lot of fun, weren't it? Yeah. I mean, we're going to get together a few days later, so we're going to be suitable with the crowd, like I was telling them earlier. But show we here at Lava Still years ago, everybody got together. It was the first time we'd seen each other that night at the show, bunches of us, and each individual and all the changes kept popping up at different places and everything. Was really keep that from happening this time and get together.
Yeah,
for sure.
Are you at all worried about Roky?
Him turning up?
Well, turning up on acid.
Oh, no, I'm sure, he'll be pretty faced, but, has been for years. He's still performing his material. And knowing Cecil, I think Cecil will hog time not let it come through. The original big worry I had was that Rocky would disappear again like he was doing always had. That's why I has a hard time keeping a group because they get tired of turning up and no Rocky, and I'll be there. But I think Cecil will see to it that he's there. They'll just be roaming around getting right in the street with everybody else. It's just going to be a big party, outdoors. Yeah, maybe here early this year.
16th, Rokos.
Still believe that. Still do. Yeah, you
We always hear all the stuff
Play
about
that
voice
voice.
changes.
It was a dynamo that had more energy than any what he screamed that got you.
Well, you could scream out, like, where are you?
None of that was ever a capture on the sea. It's really got power.
You ever listen to the live?
What do you say?
Yeah, it sounded like he was shouting out more the first time.
Yeah, well, something too, the crap is all encyclopedia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought
It's like to be soulful when Rocky was used to rock and roll all his life and doing, stuff, doing spontaneous movement with his voice. He used his voice like an
but like, this like, just when you start screaming, at the start of you're gonna miss me,
that deep. He could take over people's accents. Well, he did it to Buddy Holly. He could do Buddy Holly real well. He could do bunches of people actually, but those are two of his best. He could take their accent and everything.
I would say definitely that he was Jagger, because
I think it's more versatile for sure.
Because Jagger really didn't have that much of a range, as far as going, like you hear the Stones live albums, they have like really,
Movements and everything, just his overall person.
yeah,
I know one of the things that he contributed to his style of singing was when he was playing when he was a kid in high school. Bit his tongue off, and it was tongue.
last night.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's a strange movie.
Very
Yeah,
strange.
I haven't seen it.
Well, it was just for like a midnight movie around this.
I like some of the tunes in that movie. That
Oh,
demo from Turner.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was like.
Like the Hound Dog.
It is one where it's just Jagger and an acoustic guitar, and he said, woke up this morning in the kitchen or something like that. I said that was worth the price of admission, just to sing down there.
Richard Flack.
Right.
He got busted here recently in Arkansas again.
Oh, yeah, for a knife and all that.
Heroin, too.
How did he just didn't show up for the court, right?
I don't know. I just started getting popped.
That
Yeah,
guy.
a year or so back. I can't remember when it was. Might have been. I think it was a drug bust.
It amazes me that Richard,
This year gets hit a lot.
even though he's as big as he is, it amazes me that guy, he's been.
Well, I did 4 months one time on his second.
Well, that was in '67 when it was.
Yeah.
I guess it's something you wish you had more when you were getting picked.
You can always use more.
Maybe,
I would hope so. That would be consolation.
yeah.
I saw him a while back here in town, driving down the street. Over a few beers.
Who's this?
Noble Yentzer, Bill Diller, the lawyers, and I'm like, come up, we'll be glad to cut you quarters.
What did you say?
So,
I can't see this.
quite a bit. Oh, that was weird. Met Timothy there a while back, too.
Oh.
House over here.
Really?
Yeah, I said, no thanks, I believe I've hit him up.
He's saying some like interspace travel or something.
Yeah, what do you think about migration?
Well, I listened to a little bit of his show. Didn't think about anything.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Well, he doesn't give any means how to do it.
No.
Well,
Noah's Ark number 2.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark number 2.
Yeah. Not only that, but if
some
you really look at it, speculatively, it's really inevitable. There's no nuclear war and stuff like that happens. There's only so much space, and though it seems like water's infinite, pretty, eventually we're going to have to.
Oh, yeah, they'll stop. They'll having kids will be illegal at a point, whatever.
Well, they quit
how can the race go?
Select be allowed, you know, at certain intervals. That's put so many down, they can have so many kids this year, you know. It'll probably be necessary though.
They still got a lot of races.
What do you think about it? What do you think about this?
So really, work. No, I believe it. I'm not absolutely sure of it from a moral standpoint, but I think it's without a doubt. You know, it's like
You do or don't think it's better?
well, it's like I have mixed feelings about it, but I believe in it. Yeah, I think it's wise to have abortion under circumstances. Right.
But just look at all the great artists, like say, look at John Lennon. He was saying when he was very unwanted kid, you know, his dad, his mother died, he suffered, you know, tortures and damn, but out of all that suffering, like all that pain, you know, came all that, it all made without him. So, you know, still, yeah, it, you know, something that I'm just, I like, I just, yeah, just.
Yeah, here's what I read debatable.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And say, okay, I'm not going here to an institution.
It's conception, actually. You know,
Right. Well, you know,
like abortion is pre-birth, like, and we don't know where the vehicle, the earthly body is
okay,
actually.
I'm going on the presupposition that like it is a lie, because there have been instances where the abortion and they can struggle with their movements.
Yeah, but a semen is a living, but it's certainly not a child, so it's.
Okay, well, I would say this. I would say that if you did believe, I would say that it would be much more, because you know, to a degree, you have to have a degree of compassion and love. I think that's going to help for any of us. If everybody worries, you know, you say, you know, injustice has happened to me. But if everybody worries, and like, I would say that it would be if it is murder, but it hasn't, you know, many people argue convincingly to terminate
What your life's own destiny, huh?
you know, what could be.
Yeah, the big raised for the state and arguments and everything, you know, I mean, that's really a pity, too.
Life is very painful, you know, like was it some people, you know, said it's a bad life, you know, that I don't want to die. So like, you know, perhaps I've had more painful experiences than present with my
Nature's catching up with time. 30 years ago we needed it, but now we don't have the death rate. There's been a sudden.
Well, in a lot of ways, look at their lifespan, too. I mean, their lifespan is much younger.
Nature's going to fight back and slow down the reproductive rate.
Kill them off
Right
quicker.
now it's in the balance of still messed up.
See, like, for instance, how you know, the population of India is just disastrous, what's happening up there. However, you know, even so, I would think it would be unjust, even though it's funny, like what they've done with a lot of them, just like grabbing a man, handcuffing him, and taking him to court. Yeah, no, I understand that was just, I heard that she just get go into a village, just get all the males, round up the males, and you have her just grab the males, tie them up, and just forcefully take their lives when they can. And that's really, he was supposed to stand for like, who had her, and well, he was, Mahatma Gandhi, who started to free India from Britain. So only to have, I don't think he did that, only to have it come back and, you know, tell people like, I don't believe that, yeah, you should overthrow a corrupt, fascist, capitalist government and replace it with a communist mentality. That's because it was, you know, you're taking orders, it was, you know, no matter what I did, he's saying stuff like, yeah, they would be saying stuff like, you know, kill the pigs, that's what they did for freedom, but then they'd be saying stuff, you know, they'd be supporting what we just humanity type of shit.
Well, they were offering money to the Indian women because of their hunger. And this
Most of the problem with the world is they just deep down.
Also, a lot of that has to do with the Hindu religion. They believe that, you know, they believe all I'm saying.
Well, they're all starving and have all these cows living around everywhere.
Right, they will kill cows.
or RDC doesn't kill them.
Oh, right.
Preventative.
Yeah. I never think they should abortion. But I definitely would believe in just mass, education, a lot of us do just such ignorance, and, but
Right.
abortion is just very undesirable.
Yeah, sure, you're right.
Stacy, do you think it'd be too much trouble?
I could play a tenor too. Like, I don't like to play that much myself, just, by myself, I like to play with people, but I'll play a tenor.
Right. Yeah. It's very disturbing. To talk about this. What do you think? Do you know that? No, I didn't know that.
Those sounds like that's one, two. I would do things my When it comes to my turn, well, leave it so yeah. Right. Yeah, I found that model on my lap. And You hear the ding dong ring. You get your books up off the table. And it's the same old thing. There's no food on the table. There's no parts in the book. But you better not complain. You'll get in trouble with the
Yeah,
Well, Roky really did a good job, man.
I know the reason you talk behind my back.
Yeah, I couldn't remember all the verses.
Oh, Danny, something I wanted to ask you. When we were just talking about abortion, another issue I was just wondering how you felt about. Do you believe in capital punishment?
Yeah.
Neither. Right, neither do I. Also, don't you believe that although murder's perhaps the worst sin here on earth, that there's a possibility for that person's redemption, he can be put to a useful life?
Right.
Yeah.
No, if a person kills another body, why give it to you and just kill him back?
But I would take it. But I would, take it more from a point, that, thou shalt not kill. It's like, I was reading a novel recently in which one of the characters says, does that mean that because somebody breaks that, they could be shot? Well, but I would think that, any person after he commits such a thing still has within him the chance of salvation. Yeah. I would say that he stained himself. Why, I think that somebody who would kill him, I mean, I would say why, perpetuate something like that. Yeah. Right, but that's in like a, heat of the deal. That's not like a capital punishment where the guy's bound up. That's the thing that killed me is just absolute how any executioner could carry. I can see, in battle. Of course, I believe, in battle that's one thing. But I can just, how anybody can just carry out with somebody just bound up and just, go ahead and push the button a little bit. Still, if someone is on the point of
To get murdered, I can do my Texas, I think so. Texas, yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's like I was reading Dostoevsky, and he was, at his time, the new thing was the guillotine, and that was supposed to be so wonderful because it was found the means that she should be said, well, but wouldn't it perhaps be even more merciful if the person was slowly put to death? Because that would give them pain to.
You know why the outlook the guillotine?
Well,
It didn't work down to Sterling.
but anyway, it was.
But there was still conscious in the mind. 12 seconds after it was.
I've always heard like a guillotine, it was something that just come down and cut halfway up.
Oh,
back up and have to chop them again.
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, what he was talking about was you talking about like this injection. I did read about that too. But what he was saying is, say even if you get too much, it's death right there. That's it. Wouldn't he said it'd be the spiritual agony of knowing, having no pain but just knowing that in 10 seconds there's no chance. He said when you're being murdered by Robert, there's always a fighting chance, but just to see no chance, just to have no pain but just know you're gonna be dead.
Well, that's after living in a doctor's right sometimes.
Yeah. And I think it's the agony.
With the life.
It kind of goes inside questions a lot, but in certain eras, they don't follow through with it. They keep them on dead road.
Yeah, you target a lot of those too.
Coral? Did Coral?
No.
He was killed.
No.
Well, he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that. That's what the sergeant did. The sheriff takes them so they can stay for a while.
Well, you mean he didn't? Did he murder?
Well, McManus of the he was found guilty of they sentenced him. He death on the injection. Right.
Oh, what did y'all think of Manson? Charles Manson. He claimed to be a spiritual guru, or what he was there in one of the books.
Well, no, I think he was probably
Well, that's good. Because he would record it.
I think he was